I used to think living alone would be peaceful. No noise, no arguments, just me and my thoughts. But after last month, I would give anything to hear another human voice in this house again. I moved into this old farmhouse because the rent was cheap and the view was beautiful. It sat on the edge of a quiet town, surrounded by empty fields. There was no traffic noise, no nosy neighbors, just the creak of the wooden floor and the wind howling through the trees at night. At first, it was perfect, until the knocking started. The first night, it was faint, just a single tap on the front door around 2 a.m. I woke up, half asleep, thinking maybe it was a tree branch or an animal. When I checked, there was nothing outside. The next night, it came again, but louder. 3 knocks this time. I grabbed a flashlight and looked out the window. The yard was empty. Not even the wind was moving. By the 4th night, it was no longer just knocking. I woke up to the sound of footsteps, slow, deliberate footsteps, walking across my porch. Then, something brushed against my front door. My heart was pounding so hard, I couldn't breathe. I shouted, "Who's there?" No answer. But the footsteps didn't go away. They moved to my bedroom window. That's when I heard it, a whisper. It was too soft to understand, but it was definitely a voice. The next morning, I drove into town and told a neighbor about what had been happening. She looked at me strangely and asked, "You didn't move into the Miller house, did you?" I nodded. She frowned and told me that years ago, the farmer who lived there disappeared without a trace. People said he went insane after his wife died. Some nights, they swore they saw him standing in the fields, staring at the house long after he was supposed to be dead. I laughed nervously and told myself she was just trying to scare me. That night, I set up my phone camera facing the front porch. I wasn't going to let my imagination get the best of me. At exactly 2:14 a.m., the knocking started again. I stayed in bed, clutching my blanket, watching my phone screen. Then I saw him. A man, tall, thin, his face hidden in shadow, standing right at my front door. He didn't move. He didn't knock again. He just stood there, his head tilted, like he was listening. I wanted to scream, but my voice was gone. After what felt like hours, he finally turned and walked away. But when I checked the footage in the morning, the camera hadn't recorded anything. That's when I realized something terrifying. The knocking wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from inside the house. The next night, I locked every door, every window, and sat in the kitchen with a knife in my hand. At 2:14, the sound came again, but now it was coming from the attic. I climbed the stairs slowly, hard hammering, each step creaking under my weight. When I reached the attic door, I could hear breathing on the other side. I swung it open and shined my flashlight inside. For a moment, there was nothing, just dust, boxes, and cobwebs. Then, from the far corner, something moved. A figure stepped forward, tall, pale, with empty black eyes, staring right at me. I stumbled back and nearly fell down the stairs. By the time I scrambled to my feet, the attic was empty. I ran outside and didn't come back until the sun was up. The next morning, I packed my things and left the house for good. The landlord didn't even seem surprised when I called to break the lease. He just sighed and said, "Most people don't last more than a month there. Now I stay with friends in the city. I don't go near the countryside anymore. But sometimes, late at night, when I'm trying to sleep, I swear I still hear it. That slow, steady knocking. And I know that one night it will find me again."